Hello and welcome to a new series of Power BI data analysis. So in this series I will be covering global terrorism, how many countries are affected, which cities are affected, how many groups are there, terrorist groups are there, and other various things, how what arms and ammunitions they are using, which type of ammunitions. So all those we will be doing here in this series. So let's get started, and first let's load the data. So it will be a CSV file. So let's go there, and yeah, this is the here. And so I'm loading it now. It will take some time, but it's a huge file and we need to transform this. The first thing which we'll be doing is we don't need all the columns, so we will be, let's just first rename it as data. Easier. And close this. First thing which we'll be doing is to remove few of the columns. So few of the columns are this approx, not this. Okay, so let me just go, let me just walk you through the data first, what's the data is. So here you have the data, CS data. So first thing will be understand the data, what the data is there, what it contains. Okay, it's a huge file, so it will take some time. So before that, let's go, and by the time it's open, let's go and try to remove few of the columns which we want to remove. So this resolution, I don't, this is a country, so country ID it is, we need this one, not this one. So the region ID is also there. So region text we don't need, because I think we already have something called, yeah, uh, we don't need the region, we have the city and all those sort of things. Longitude, latitude, we don't need it. Okay, we have the province and this city. So let's go, we don't need the specifications and specificity and this as well. Location, we don't need the summary as well. Let's drag it towards right. We have the file. Let's complete the delete one, then I will give you a short summary of what the data is. And we don't need the critics 1, criteria 2. Okay, and we don't need this alternatives, and alternative text we don't need, we need multiple. This success and attack type 1, it's just the number given to this attack type 1 text. Attack type 2 we don't need. Attack type 2 text is there already, so we don't need one, just one attack type 1 is sufficient. We don't need target type 1, no number, we already have the names here, so we can ignore the numbers. It's just the numbers given to the target type 1, don't need target subtype, we don't need this here as well. I think we might need this. Okay, let's ignore this. This one. So there are a lot of columns which we need to remove, so I will pause this for a minute video and I will delete all the columns which we don't need, because it's going to take long. So the all the columns are deleted which we wanted to remove. So now, as I said, let's go through the file which has the raw data. So just expand the columns so you can have a better look. Okay, so this is the event ID. Event ID is just, if you check, it's the year, month and day. They all are combined to make an event ID. So eventually we will be deleting this. Approx date, if only few of them will have date, so we can ignore this as well. Extended resolution, country, so this is the country code. So this is just, we can remove this to country text. So region is there, code is there, then the region text. So what's the name of that code, province, city, latitude, longitude of that particular area, you can say, where the incident happened, city. All these are the parameters. So I will put this file on on a link in the description. You can just go through it, and if you're not able to understand any of the terminologies, then just drop me a text and I will be more than happy to address that. So this is the how many rows are there? There are eventually 135 columns, and we have more than, oh, it's 1,81,000. So you can say just 0.1 million. Okay, so let keep this file open and move to our Power BI, and here we need to do some more transformations. Okay, okay, now I month. So if we go and see in the month, as I have already seen there, so in this month we are pretty sure that all the months have are 1 to 12, as we all know, but here we see we have 0 as well. So we need to do certain thing for the 0, because we cannot keep the month as 0. So let's filter out and see here, or you can just go on Excel and check that what the 0 is. Let me just show you on here as well. So I month, what 0, let's try to figure out that what we can replace with 0. So this many are there. If we go here, this also has the same, it's 0, and all the same, it's just only the years. And if we see approximate date is also blank. So what we will be doing, we will be, you can see here, month, this there is only one which has the month. So let's ignore this and put there is two way, either you can remove these rows, or just you need to replace this with something 0, because once we join the all year, month and day to form a date, it will get error out. So what we'll be doing, we will be just remove this, and we will be replacing 0 by 1. Let's make them as first, or we can make it um, as January 1 first. So 0, replace it with 1 and click OK. So we will have no 0 values. So this is the first thing which we have done, and I think same is the case here as well. We have 0, so we can just replace this as well with 0 with 1. Okay, now coming to this, we need to we need to let's okay, so this all are already uh, integer type. Okay, so it's fine. So now we need to merge this. So we need to merge these three to form a date. So what we can do is, this all are intact. Okay, so I just said okay, so this is in decimals. You can see we cannot convert that decimals to um, dates. So we can go here and we can just change the I month int 64 it is. What we can do is int 64 type. Okay, so instead of that what we can do is just, okay, it is there, fine. Okay, so once, where did it change from? Okay, so here, so we need to change it here. It will be a whole number, because once we make them uh, date by joining, it will affect. So I've turned it, and what we will be doing, we will just click this and add column, and we have a merge columns. So we'll just click here. By separator we can tell them by, you can see by this. Let's try and click, or this will work or not by slash. Let's try, because for date slash is there, so just let's try this. If it doesn't work, then we can do something else. Now we have the merged one, it must be at the right side. Here we have, if we change this to date, do we have 100% right? Perfect. You can see this green bar, it means all the um, rows of this, or all the values in this merged column is fine. So we will just rename this merged one as, or we can yeah, we can name it here as date of incident. Perfect. Now the next thing what we are doing in the transformation is removing few of the columns, because we no longer need this 3 month id approx date. This all we don't need it. Okay, these three things we don't need it. And we can also remove approx also. Just right click here and remove. Perfect. So what I can do, so the data, if we go to the data here, the the data which are prior to 1990 are not that good in shape. Or even you can say it, yeah, prior to 1990, or you can say prior to 91, the data is not that good. So I have gone through this data. So for example, if I take the first row, so the data is not that good. So what we can do, you can see most of the targets, all these are blank, the key things are blank. So you can just, what I will do, I will just take the data of only which are after 1990. What I will do is I will take only data of or we can just put it here date, or we can just toggle this at 1990, and this is October, November and December 31st. I think this, okay, so I'll put okay. So we'll take this only. Still we have a very good chunk of data to analyze it. Okay, so now I think we are almost done with the transformation. If we find anything else, then we can do it later on. And just let's load the data. And data is loading, and let it load. It's not that big data, so okay. It's 150 MB. Hmm. That's too big for an Excel file, 150 MB. Okay. So what we'll be doing is we'll be adding uh, 3 or 4 you can say pages here. As if you're following my channel, then you must be aware. First I put the index page where we add a beautiful picture, and then a navigation button and all those sort of things. Okay, so let's get started. Let's check the data here, and data is there, and just okay, fine. So what we will be doing, we will be adding a date table as well here. Okay, so we will just what we'll do, new table, and what we'll do is date tb. Okay, so equals to calendar, start date is minimum of data tab, that is date of incidents. Okay, we have done. And then the end date will be your max of data, date of incidents. Let's close this, hit enter. I think we should have this. Yeah, perfect. Let's change it to just to dates. We have daytime. Let's keep it as a date, short date. Okay, so if you want, we can add other columns here, like example, date, time, all those sort of things. So for the now, what for now, let's move. One small trick is there on this. What we can do, we can mark this as a validate this column as a date. I'm just not getting that option here. If I okay, okay, not to worry. So I will just it comes here, and we can just mark it. Okay, I think that comes only with, it doesn't come with this. So what we can do here, and we can try to get that option. Here you see, you can see here, you can get here also mark as a date table. This is one of the good practices which mark as this. You can see mark as date table. This is one of the good practices which we should follow. And here you can select as date. You can see validated successfully. It what it does that whenever the Power BI engine looks to any column which has date, it creates an from the first to the last date, it creates its own table. So currently we have two columns. If you one is in the date table and one is in the date tb, just which we created. So if we have not done this step to validate, the Power BI at the backend would have created two new tables which we cannot look, or which we cannot manipulate, that they work in the backend, and thus they add more pressure and need more power to function. So if we perform this step, it makes our Power BI a bit more efficient. So now coming to our this, so first what we'll do, we will be importing our image. Okay, so a good image which I have already downloaded. I'll put that image um, mm, into the Google Drive, and I'll share the link. Canvas background. If I pick this, mm, I have this. This is of World Trade Center, the attack which happened. And just need, so we can just, and this should be your fit. Yeah, this is looking fine, good quality. So this is the picture which we'll be adding here, and then we'll be adding couple of more images. insert images. So a couple of images will be adding this. Let's add the logo first, and then we can put the other thing. Okay, so we'll add our channel logo on the right hand side. Let's make it a bit smaller in size, and this anti-terrorism day, so we'll just make it a bit smaller this as well. Same as both. Okay, perfect. So these are two things which we have added. Now what we'll be doing, we'll be adding a text here, a text which that what it tells. So for this, what we'll be doing is we will be adding a box, text box, and make it in the middle. Perfect. And we'll be writing here as global analysis. Okay, so this is what we'll be doing, and we will be making as a Georgian. We need to select, sorry, I need to select the entire text and Georgian, and we need to be this as 40. Okay, and the color of this color, so I want a color a bit bit, let me just pick it from here. I'm not able to decide which color it should be. Yeah, this is I think fine. And we can just small, and we can do this as underline as well, and bring it in the middle. Yes, and we need to do this as transparent, so title effect, I think this is the transparency 0%, 100%. Let's make it a bit lower. Yes, perfect. Let's save the file first, and this is the index page. Now here we'll be adding 4 buttons. The 4 buttons we'll be adding here. So what will be the buttons? Okay, so first we will be adding a box. Okay, so this box should sit here comfortably. Okay, a bit small. Okay, inside this we will be adding a text box, this one, where it is, yes, card. A card will be there. Let's figure this one. Let's make it transparent. It should have a border, and the color should be of which, okay, what should be the color? Let's make it a white color. Where do we find? Yes, it is looking good. And now what we'll be doing, make it a bit, it should have a bit angle as well. It should be in properties, position, padding. No, this is not. I just want a curve, and if we go here, it is curve is there. Yes, 5. Let's make it 10. Is it working? Let's check. Yes, it is. So what we'll be doing, we will make it a bit smaller and place in the middle. Yes. And let's write first about our first page, what it's going to do. The first page, it should be global view, so we'll be showing as a global view. Okay, instead of this we can add a button. Okay, let's try with the button. We have here button, yeah, blank button. You can put it here, this will more better. We'll be just adding, let's add a text to this. General title, what it should be, properties affect title. Let's make it a title should not be button. Okay, so let's make it title, or effect should be better. Let's look for some other shape and style. Default text, yeah, this is what I was looking for. We will be adding here as view. Perfect. This will be your, again this will be Georgian. Everything here will be a Georgian one. The color should be the font color should be okay, so is it the same? Let's increase the size as well. View, and is it make it bold, underline? Okay, I think it's working. It's looking pretty fine. Icon fill, we will be border fill. Okay, we don't want to, let's, okay, style. Now what we'll do, we'll be making it a button, so it should, let me just make a page so that it should, and this will be our global view page. I'm making the page so that we can use the button. Yeah, action, it should go page navigation. This is how we can use this as a navigation page. If you want to turn any button or anything into a navigation button, you can use any for image or any card, you can just use it. I'm using a button here, so this is what it will take me. Let me just check. You can just hold it and click, it will take you back to the global page. Okay, so here let me do it bit of style. So default it will be nothing, but I want it that when we hover the mouse it should change. On hover, what it should do, font color should be your white, and the background should be fill. Yeah, it should fill with this. Okay, transparency should be 100%. Okay, on hover this is stood fine. Yeah, okay, and default. Okay, so you can see on, okay, it has just changed. Okay, let's try once again. I think I must have done something wrong. Okay, default it is. So in default font size is staying fine. Okay, fill, it should not okay, so transparency should be 0. Yeah, it's this is what I want to do. And when we hover the mouse, let me just check it what's it's giving me. Default, and on hover white. Okay, and what it should be filling is this 100% accuracy border on. Okay, yeah, let's try this. Why it's not filling? Okay, let me give another try here. Once we make the first one, we can just copy rest font color changing. Okay. Hmm. Border. Okay, so we need to change the color of border as well. We want this as a red. It should be transparent 100%. Border color fill. Okay, fine. And if we make it a default one, what it's telling me, fill, no fill. Okay, fine. Let me just try. Why not checking the background? Why it's not changing the background? ah Very strange. Let me just see once again. This will be the last attempt, or we can just apply something else. I am missing something. Global view font. Okay, icon fill. Yeah, it's there. Action fill. If I go to the action, what it, okay, it's the same. It's default fine. Okay, I see. If I make it font, okay, what I see, just give me a minute. If I on hover, if it's the fill is there, then there should not be a transparent one, I think so. Yes, that's what blunder I was making. So it's been fixed now. And white border, I need to have this as a red border. And on hover, border color is there. And on default, what's the color? It should be the same one. Border color is black. We need this one. Yes, and let's change it, make it a bit nice. This one is nice. If we copy and paste couple of them here, and then more one here, then you can just drag it and put it here. And later on what we can do is, we can just, as we create the buttons, rest of the pages, we can just name them and put it just the formatted one. Perfect. And just copy this, 1 2 Okay, let's copy this one, it is here. Fine. For now, let's keep this. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be on the next page, that global view. So this is, now we can arrange this in one. Yeah, pretty fine. This as well. Yes, it is fine. Okay, so you can, if you want, then you can just increase the size of this. I'm just keeping it like this. Then the next one will be, let's see what pages we will be doing. Basically we'll be creating 4 pages here, so let me just add it for now. So this will be, oh, let's keep it. And here what we'll be doing, let's move to the first page. What will, I will just be showing a glimpse at what we'll be doing on the global view page, and then on the next video I'll be showing the entire thing. So here I will be showing you that we'll be adding a button which will take us to the index page. And let me just add it, button back. You can just add this here. Okay, action, just go to the action, type page navigation, and here in destination you can just select index. Okay, and if we check, control click, it's taking me there. If I click here, I'm coming. Perfect. So what we'll be doing, we will be adding our logo first of all here. Our logo, bit smaller in size. Yeah, and then we will be adding the name of this page here, header, and we'll be having certain slicer of filters, you can say, on the left hand side, and then few charts. Yes, so let's see you in the next session. Hope you will like this series. So take care and enjoy.